We're back. Norman Woodstock Spalding. This is a quickie. I'm attempting to bring radio to YouTube. Well, listen. Radio at one time here is a cut. It is. It's, because it applies to your ears. You can't talk about what the eye sees instead of what the ear pictures. The ear pictures, the eye sees. Does the eye picture more than it sees? Why? Is there always more to the eye than it sees right in front of it? Usually you see that when you use your ears. When somebody's talking to you on the radio, you'll see what the eye doesn't see. And that's one of the things radio does. It brings up what the eye doesn't see. The ear overhears it from the mind. Only the eyes don't see it. Does the eye see everything the ear overhears in the mind? Do they? And living in this contracting pretty much picks up what the eye sees and misunderstands most of everything it's selling. Doesn't it? And contracting is selling something way out of time and date. Asinine. It uses the eye and mocks the ear's input. Yeah, it does. Dumb. And you're getting misled with it. Planet. Get out of your car. Get out of your car. This company is priceless to me. It is. It's a functioning failure. Only there's some wonderful people employed there with a great sense of humor, and I find it exciting to have rapport with them. Big time. The only name I'll mention, and I'll tell you I'll mention with reverence. I don't reverence things. I reverence manners. And I'll tell you the manners of the ladies in the service department at TriMet, you're never going to find better ever. You won't go to heaven and find better manners lived. Want a bet? Yeah, I think heaven would be a place of the most wonderful manners. What a nice place to live. They ain't going to be any better than those ladies. I'll affirm you that one. Humans right here are able to put out better manners than heaven ever could dream about. Much better than now, of course. I won't argue that. To me, those ladies put out what has to happen. What they do now has to happen everywhere. And believe me, it ain't. Nope. Nope. I call around. I talk around. I get around. This much. And I use my mind this much. So I get around. I don't find nothing like that. Nope. Nope. What of me? Now, the company's got to have something to do with that, even though they are superior to everything else you can find in the company. Far superior. There's nothing else in that company matches that. Nothing. And yet the company tolerates it. I know a restaurant where the lady was exactly like that. There 17 years, and because she was that way, they fired her using figures for a reason. It's a God almost said it. It's the most vulgar lie I've ever heard in my life. You ever heard somebody where others at work are jealous and they have a superior position, they can get them fired? Well, that happened. And they were the only reason they fired her was jealous. And when I bragged on her, that hit their jealousy and they made sure they fired her. 17 years. She brought an atmosphere to that place that everyone from the customers to the employee, what I got a big kick out of watching the employees so happy, running like you never could get slaves, and kids in their early 20s working like slaves with a smile on their face and not being rude to anyone. In fact, being extremely cordial. You won't find it happening soon. The grumpy, foul-faced help that it's just foul. They brought some people in there to replace her that I will call foul. The contrast is night and day. You ought to see the help. They overcorrect the help on everything. Overcorrect them. The gal was crying the other day. Told her, picked up a report. The customers will lie about these people all the time. So they go to management with lies. Now, this other lady knew how to handle that. These people don't. They'll take the lie and go and correct the employee. I don't believe in always stand up for employees. Don't misunderstand me. I don't. I believe in the truth. Because I've had employees in there when she was manager that were rude to me. And believe me, she took them, and I saw the look on this human being's face with the young gal change emphatically. And there was a loud noise in there. I couldn't hear what they said. All I know is that gal, man, knew her rear end was on the carpet. Because she had sassed me over, and all I asked to do is make some coffee. And that's her job. They just take her a second, walk up, make coffee. I'm too busy. I'm going on break. Get somebody else to do it. When that lady heard, she said that to me, believe me, zap! She did. She cracked the whip. Only believe me, she wouldn't take a report. But I'm sure you asked her first, did you do it? And the girl said, yes, I did. And she whammed her. She worked with the truth, and the truth is those people are lovely, and that girl never did that again, and she's a wonderful girl, and she learned a lesson there, and she's just a young kid, and she learned a lesson. A big deal, and no one even paid attention to her ever again. Doesn't go on her report. No one holds it against her forever, and it's not part of her character one bit. Nope. It's part of learning lessons. Are all of the lessons you learn part of your character? Are they? You can't turn out a little thief and kid, turn into the most benevolent human being on earth? That thief was part of your character, huh? BS! That thief was the failure of your character, not part of it. It's the failure of your portfolio and your profile. I'll tell you what you got. Lovely profile. Live up. Now everything else is failure to it. And nothing to do with your character. All the living, failing, I see humans, profile, priceless. Priceless character, everything wonderful. You're failing it, that's all. Do you understand me? Now see each other that way. Move! I shall return.